All right, so the first part of what we're going to do is I'm going to pretend there is a situation. So in the assessment, you're going to be given a situation, and it's going to say something like, I would like you to design a logo. This logo should be based around the transformations you have learnt: enlargement, reflection, rotation, translation, symmetry. All right? You have to explain how you drew your logo so somebody else can produce the same logo as you have produced. So the first thing I'm going to do is design my logo. Then I'm going to write my instructions on how somebody else could get the same picture I got, taking that same thing. All right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep it simple. Remember, keeping it simple means that you can get all the transformations right. If you make it too complicated, you're likely to make mistakes as you go. So I'm going to design a logo. I'm going to design a logo around a diamond. A rhombus, right? A rhombus. So here's right. So already I've started to think about, okay, I'm going to have symmetry in my diamond. It doesn't look like a diamond at the moment. Let's try a bit harder. Okay. And what I'm going to do with that diamond is I'm going to make it so that I can reflect, rotate, enlarge, or whatever it. So I've decided this time I'm going to enlarge it. So I'm going to enlarge it by doing this. So how far do you think I've enlarged it? What have I enlarged it by? If I enlarge by 1, it doesn't change. That's 1. It's not twice as big as it. All right? So I'm going to say it has scale factor about 1.5. That's what I would do if I had nice, lovely crisscrosses on the board. All right? I really don't like it. I'm going to try again to draw. Beautiful. Okay. Right, so the first thing I've done is enlargement. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to translate it. So I'm going to move it next to itself so that I have another of these right next to it. So that's going to be here. Right, so that's 2 out of the 3 I need. Okay, I've translated it however far that is. And the next thing I want to do is, oh, that could be fun. All right, I'm going to rotate it. I'm going to rotate it around here. All right. Now I've translated it. Maybe I'll reflect it. Yep, I think I'm going to reflect it. So I'm going to go down this way. Okay, it's slightly got messy at the bottom here. Hopefully you'll have rulers and things to do yours. Because I've reflected it, that black one at the top is going to go whoop, down to here. So it's going to be here. All right, that is going to be my logo. Very basic, but it has everything in it. Maybe it's the logo for Axolotl Village. I can see an X and a V in there. There you go. Axolotl Village, my new logo. And I write the name of it in here once I've finished designing it, making it all perfect and making it maybe a little bit more fluffy. But at the moment, that's my basics. All right, so I've finished. I've finished designing my logo. So that's kind of my achieved, except I have to use the words of whatever I designed in there. So I need to see somewhere on here that I reflected somewhere and that I translated somewhere and that I enlarged somewhere. Okay? So we started with this rhombus, called it a diamond. Okay, so here's my instructions. 1, start with I'm not going to call it anything except a shape, because it's not part of what I am designing. So I'm just going to call it a shape for the moment. Start with the shape A, B, C, D. All right. My first thing I did was I enlarged. Right. So if I say enlarge this here, then I'm still at achieved. All right? Still at achieved. But to get to merit, I can say with, green actually. So for merit, I'm going to say with center. Okay, where's the center of enlargement here? Where did I enlarge from? Where was the light that if you shine from it, you can see the image? At A, right? A was the top. I enlarged from there. That's half of it, but for merit, I also need the scale factor. So remember that this side here, and half as much more. So how much is that of a scale factor? 1.5. All right? I could have done 2 if I wanted to be easy, but I decided that it was going to take up too much board. Right, so there's my first achieved and merit. Next, what did I do? I grabbed that and I moved it this side. All right, so I translated. I'm going to call that 2 so that I know that I'm translating the whole lot. Right, so I'm going to pick it up and I'm going to move it this way. And I'm going to say, right, that is approximately 20 centimetres. Because I need to be able to describe it. Right, so that's merit. Now, if I'm trying to be tricky and be excellency, I could say, or by the vector 20, 0. Right, 20 centimetres to the right, 0 up and down. That's showing a little bit more knowledge. Okay, don't have to have that. Don't even have to have that for excellence, but I could show it. All right, the next one, the last part here is I'm going to reflect it. All right, that was my last part, is I'm going to reflect it. So I need a mirror line, right? Here's my mirror line. I'm going to put it in my picture so that I can talk about it. All right, so I put it in my picture now. I'm going to reflect. Part 3. So I know I'm taking all of that part there and I'm going to reflect it. That's probably okay for achieved or a low achieved. And all you have to add to get to that merit is in the mirror line, M. Now I'm at merit. I put it on my diagram. I've written it here. I'm pretty much done with merit. All right? Depending on the assessment, it might say something like, talk about what this means. So I might say I've got a stylized X and 4 and 2 V's here, or a V or an N or whatever. So you can talk about what sort of things you brought to mind based on what perhaps logo you were designing for. So it just depends on what you're actually having to make your design for as to what might go at the bottom here to finish off your merit. All right, so all the green parts there are your merits. The image and the blue parts are your achieved. That's well within getting. All right, so what am I going to do for excellence? I'm going to talk about invariance because we have talked about that. So for excellence, I'm going to start to mention things that might be invariant. All right? We'll normally give you some sort of instructions as to what you might need to talk about, okay? So we're going to say, in my original shape, not going to call it something that I might call it wrong, I'm just going to call it a shape, and just draw a picture of it again. I've got 2 axes, using the right language, of symmetry. And order of rotation is 2. So my total order of symmetry is 4. So I might write that. Okay, that could be something I do for excellence. I could talk about invariance. So I go back to the original one and I go undo my enlargement. Point A is invariant. No points are invariant in the translation. And the points on the mirror line Now, would that be enough for excellence? I don't know, because I don't actually have the task in front of me. So that one says the points on the mirror line are invariant in a reflection. All right, I'll write that over the top because that pen's running out. Reflection. Okay, so that took me 15 minutes to do.